Welcome to the Linked Parishes Podcast. I'm Donald McCorkindale, Church of Scotland Minister for Ardgour, Morvern, Strontian, Harrickle and Ardnamurchan, bringing you news from these parishes and beyond. And with me today is Louise White. Welcome to you, Louise.
Thanks very much. It's nice to be here.
It's good to have you on the podcast. Tell us a wee bit about what keeps you busy during the week. Tell us about your work with Urim.
So I work for Urim. I'm the development manager for them. They're a little health and social care charity working across the Ardgour, Ardnamurchan and Morvern peninsulas, and really just trying to help people in the small ways and the big ways. So we can take people to medical appointments if that's what they need. We can offer a befriending service if they're feeling stuck at home and that they don't see anybody. We run some community lunches and tea and chat groups and craft groups and activities that bring people together and are warm and welcoming and opportunities for conversation and connection. So they're the servicey bits that we're doing, and then we work with NHS Highland and trying to help social care be better in this area. It's really difficult. It's really challenging. Care at home is challenging everywhere anyway, and it's particularly difficult in a really remote rural area with an ageing population. So how we can help with that, how we can join people up. Maybe some people are working as personal assistants and we can link them up with people that need all that kind of stuff. That keeps me busy in 20 hours of the week, and then the rest of the time I'm running 3 children around to swimming lessons and dance classes and normal family stuff that we all get up to. I often say family life isn't stressful. Work isn't stressful. It's when you put them all together. As a Christian, obviously all these things are important, bringing people together, supporting folk, befriending folk. Tell us a wee bit about your faith journey and how that maybe interacts with the work that you're doing at Urim. I, in lots of ways, have a boring faith journey. I grew up in a Christian family. I really discovered my own faith at university. I was encouraged through the Christian Union and had some really good friends who asked questions and challenged and brought their own viewpoints and sort of really formed my own faith in that way. And then I worked for Abernethy, Christian outdoor organisation here at Ardgour for a long time, and I suppose had the opportunity to live and work with other Christians, which is challenging in lots of ways, but gives you the opportunity to make you feel like you're doing something and put your faith into action in different ways, I suppose. So when my work with Abernethy finished, I had Camus, our youngest. I was on maternity leave for a little while, and then was looking for a job that would bring some of the same fulfilment that I had from Abernethy. And I didn't know that this Urim job would. Urim is not a Christian organisation at all and is open for everybody and anybody, like churches. But actually, it's really lovely to be able to help people in ways that you would want to through your Christian faith anyway. So it's really nice to have a bit of connection and a bit of an opportunity to get alongside people, I suppose.
Yeah, brilliant. I often come back to John chapter 10, verse 10. Jesus said, I have come that they might have life in all its fullness. And so often I think folk are so busy that they see church as just something else that's, there are other things that they need to do on a Sunday morning. Church, of course, isn't just about Sunday morning, but if we've got some curious folk who stumbled across the podcast, what would you want to say to someone who's was maybe just feeling a bit overwhelmed with all that's going on in life. And why does church and faith matter? Why is it something that folks should explore?
I think because it's bigger than everything, and God is bigger than anything that you could possibly imagine, and any problem or joy or difficulty that you're having. He's bigger than all of that. And in lots of ways, then going to him with your small problems feels pointless, because you're like, well, why does he care? This is just a small problem. But when I'm stuck, or when I'm like, oh, what's the point of this? And why am I doing this? Or why is it going like this? I have no idea which psalm it comes from, but it's that one that says, I lift my eyes to the hills, and where does my hope come from? And that's it. That's where my hope comes from. So I suppose, going back to your actual question about why should people bother, or why should people think about church? Because it gives hope that is bigger and more unimaginable than anything you could possibly imagine. And so it's worth exploring. And yeah, people, well, how do you know it's real, or how do you know God really exists? I can't necessarily answer that for you. And if you have the opportunity to explore, then you can start to see God in little things, and meet him in little things, and you're like, oh, well, maybe it's not just a fluke, and maybe there is.
I think ultimately it has to begin with just that little leap of faith, because until you experience something of God and God's love in your own life, then it does seem a bit hard to believe.
Yeah, and a bit abstract, isn't it? And I was talking to the kids the other day, and Morven currently thinks God's in the sun, which he is and could be fine. But I was trying to explain that it's more than that. And so even when the sun goes to bed, God was still there. and Camus was like, oh, and then he started asking more questions. I was like, it's bedtime now.
Well, yeah, questions are always important. It's good to be curious. Yeah. I often think I'm not sure I have enough faith to be an atheist. Science answers lots of things, and I believe all the science. I really don't think there's any great conflict. We had a good conversation about that a number of weeks ago with Chris Miller-Craig on the podcast. But the idea that all of this just happened by chance just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And certainly in this part of the country, there's the beauty and wonder of creation, the animals, the birds, the fish, the colours, the vibrancy.
Yeah.
I often kind of play around with a bizarre thought that there really didn't need to be yellow. The world could have been black and white, but it is a beautiful world for us to enjoy, and I don't think we are asked to believe that God created it in 7 periods of 24 hours, but there's a story about how God not only is the creator, as the instigator of it all, but sustaining and continually creating and recreating, making all things new. Just something we say in the church, but we're not very good at doing it.
And it's like, that's all the stuff that you can see, isn't it? And then you think about all the stuff that you can't see. So they're like, I don't know, the fungi under the ground, and the like little beasties that are crawling around that we don't see, that's all contributing to sustaining life. And you're like when you start thinking about the really tiny stuff as well, it blows your mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was listening to a podcast recently, and they got on to talking about mushrooms, and millions of different different species,
Yeah.
from those that are helpful medicinally to those that are highly toxic, and all things in between. An incredible world. Actually, just thinking about the mushrooms, I've noticed so many around this year.
There's lots this year, isn't there?
Yeah, and the church grounds and around our gower here. Huge amount of them. Yeah,
I'm definitely not brave enough to
Oh,
go looking for ones that might be edible.
absolutely, yeah. When I was in Dalgety Bay, 23rd of April every year, mushrooms appeared in the back garden, and apparently there's a St George mushroom. And the neighbours were all terribly excited and assured me that they were edible, but no. unless they've been grown and have reached the supermarket, wouldn't be touching them. Yeah, a wonderful world. Louise, as you know, we have had 7 quick questions with everyone. We've maybe touched on some of those things already, but let's see where this takes us. Quick answers or even pass might be acceptable, but we'll see where these questions take us. Is there anything that you can tell us about that you've learned recently? Every day's a school day, isn't it?
I was telling my kids the other day that every day was a school day. I can't even remember what I was telling them, that they were like, "Oh yeah." So no, but it's not related to God and Christianity. Sorry, but I did maths and management studies at university, and have been doing more maths with the children as they have progressed through primary school. The way they do things these days, I learned how to do long multiplication differently recently. And I was like, there you go. I don't like it. I'm not going to use it. I still will use a calculator, but it was different. And I was like, that's interesting. And so, yeah, it was interesting how learning changes.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Schools are very different places these days. Yep.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
A piece of advice that always sticks with you.
It's always better to just get on and do it. Whatever it is. So I would not yet class myself in that category of I was a runner, but I have been running it for exercise more regularly. And even when it's raining or cold or whatever, it's always better to just get on and do it. So either related to exercise when you don't want to go out the house, but maybe you have a difficult conversation that you need to have at work, or you need to write an email, or you need to talk to somebody about something and you keep putting off. It's always better just to do it.
Absolutely. Brilliant advice there. Yes, yeah. And I think in so many things, we kind of wait until we think we're ready and we've got everything planned and prepared.
Yeah.
I know that with the podcast, I've kind of dabbled around with it for years, and it was probably about 3 months ago now. I thought, no, actually, I keep putting off bringing in other folk, which not only will be much more interesting, but it also means that I will be disciplined and every Friday. And I think this is now number 12 or 13, and haven't missed a week. And busy day today. And I was thinking, how do I fit it all in? And after being with you today, I'm going to nip along to Ardgour Church and we'll get this edited and up into the ether for folk to enjoy. But yeah, just do it. Don't wait until everything is ready.
Yeah.
I think we often learn things actually by doing them. And we don't need to do the learning and then do the thing.
Just do.
Yeah, good advice. Good advice. Question number 3. Who inspires you?
Can I have a few people?
Absolutely.
So there's a lady called Brené Brown who has written some books, and I went to a few leadershipy webinar-y seminar stuff when I was with Abernethy. She's probably American. and she just connected. Like, it was, I enjoyed her writing style, and I enjoyed the books that she wrote, and still think about some of those things now. So it must have had a bit of an impact, because it was at least 8 years ago that I would hear her speak. So probably I come back to her. She's a Christian, but also does management-y leadership stuff. So it was all quite relevant at the time. So she's probably on that list. But actually my children are probably quite high up on that list of, come on, Mum, we can do this, or why don't you cycle down here? Like, whatever it is, just encouraging to keep doing things, and to not play the, I don't know, I don't want to, I can't be bothered, I'm too old card. So yeah, they're probably keeping me inspired at the moment.
Great, fantastic. Yeah, yep. I've come across Brene Brown, and there's TED Talks and other videos and things by her that you'll find inspiring stuff. She talks a lot about shame and overcoming that. I think she would also say just do it. Yeah. Get on with life. Yeah.
She talks quite a lot to other bits I remember about, you can only control yourself and your reactions to other things. You can't deal with other people's problems or their reactions. Yeah. And so actually, if you can ground yourself, and for me, coming back to God and Christian things, if I can ground myself in that, then actually I can cope a lot better with other people's reactions.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's so important to separate the thing that triggers us and then our reaction, because the thing that brings us stress is not actually what someone else said. It's our reaction to it. Yeah. Yes, I'm still trying to learn that one.
I'm not saying I've got all this sorted.
But that's the thing, isn't it? That it's about the journey, the adventure of life and faith, and being open to learning new things along the way. Yeah. Question number 4, and I know you probably won't be able to answer it, but is there a song or a hymn that lifts you up? Or are you going to tell me what everyone else has, that you love them all? You don't love them all.
I don't love them all. And I can't give you an answer, because I can never remember names of songs, and even when we're presented with them in church, sometimes I'm like, do I know this one? And we might have sung it 50 times. Of course I know this one, but I just don't retain any of that stuff. But I do quite like probably more modern music, stuff that would make the kids dance around too. So things that are lively, that would lift me up, as well as any song when you've got a big room of people who are all singing well. So in that respect, it doesn't matter what it is. It's more doing it with people that are also singing loud. If they're singing loudly, I feel like I've got permission to sing loudly, and it doesn't matter it's out of tune.
Yeah. It was about 2 weeks ago. There were the crowd of trainee ministers.
I wasn't there.
There that Sunday. But yeah, it was a nice full church, and singing was fantastic. And yes, you're absolutely right that where there's a good crowd, it's much easier to belt it out and to praise God. Okay, how about a book, a film, or a podcast that you would recommend to others?
So it's a storybook. It's not serious. It's called Lessons in Chemistry. I don't know who writes it. It just really entertained me, and it sat on my bookshelf for over a year because my mother-in-law had left it here, and I hadn't got around to reading it. And I'm like, oh. She said it was really good. What? Like, really? Like, will I really enjoy it? Can I be bothered? And I was having a non-reading phase. Anyway, I picked it up. It was excellent, and I've been recommending it to people ever since. It's just a good story. I really enjoyed it.
Brilliant. So that's Lessons in Chemistry.
Lessons in Chemistry.
I'm intrigued. A place you enjoy visiting.
Anywhere outside? Am I allowed that?
Absolutely, yes, yeah.
I feel particularly at home on the water or near the water. It can be river, loch, sea, whatever, beach, don't mind. But on or near water is good for me.
And the final question number 7. What gives you hope for the church?
I think it's the stories that give me hope, and it's the stories of things happening elsewhere or things happening in your own church, of the small connections, of people's relationships growing, of people becoming friends with other people that they didn't know, and feeling able that they can talk about or explore Christianity and explore what that means for them. And I suppose I'm particularly excited about things that involve kids as well, and I was really encouraged to hear of all the stories from Kilhoan about the youth camp thingy that you had that was down there, and just that it's happened a few years in a row and it's still maintaining some momentum, and whilst we haven't made it and haven't been encouraged that it's happening.
Right, yeah.
And you know, you can hear, I guess you talk of a quiet revival of just like being faithful and still being here and still being part of things, and people knowing that, and maybe drawing encouragement from other similar places that are remote and rural areas that are having success in different things. And I suppose that gives, I don't know, has that answered the question?
I think there are the glimpses of good things and hope for the church. Yes, we know that there's evidence of decline, but there are also signs of growth. And you know, we were saying earlier about this wonderful God who makes all things new, and we need to embrace change and see what God's up to. I think too often we're too focused on the church and saving the church rather than enjoying life in all its fullness.
And recognizing that, remembering and that God's bigger than all of that too. And whilst some things will come with sadness, and change does come with some of that sometimes, doesn't it? And a longing for what's lost and past, but being brave enough to embrace what's new and what's coming. And I don't know, that's all really hard. I find that harder.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you very much for answering our questions. It's been good to have a conversation with you. Let's just have a wee think about all that's happening over the next week or so. On Sunday the 2nd of November, goodness, into November already, 2nd of November at Ardgour and Keele Church, we have a guest worship leader. The Reverend David Coleman is the chaplain for Eco Congregations Scotland, and he will be leading worship, and I'm sure it will be inspiring, interesting, and touching on some of the stuff that we've spoken about already, just the wonder of creation and how we need to care for it and look after this beautiful planet. So I'm sure that will be worth going along. If you've been putting off going to church, remember that advice from Louise. Just do it. Get on with it. You'll be very welcome. 10 o'clock at Ardgour, 12 o'clock at Keele Church. And at Acharacle, I'll be leading worship at Acharacle Church, 11 o'clock. And there will also be worship at Ardnamurchan, and the Reverend Duncan McPherson will be leading worship there. And we're pretty close to finalising all the arrangements to employing Duncan as an associate minister on Sundays and 1 day a week basis, and that will be good to formalise that and bring him into the the team here. And of course, we're all part of the team. So that's the 2nd of November. And then the following Sunday, the 9th of November, will be Remembrance Sunday. And there'll be acts of remembrance, wreath layings at the various war memorials around the peninsula. Details will be on the website www.peninsulachurches.org.uk, and you'll also find them in the November edition of Jehadal. We won't go over them all just now because it kind of gets complicated, but there'll be different times, some of the services starting just before 11 o'clock so that we include the 11 o'clock silence. It's good to remember the past. There's always lessons to learn as we look forward, looking forward in faith to a bright new future.
Can we talk about the shoebox packing in Argour Hall?
Absolutely, yes.
It's on Friday, the 7th of November, 12 o'clock in the hall. If you would like to come and help pack some shoeboxes, we will have stuff there. If you would like to bring some donations to put in shoeboxes, you can do that. If you want to bring your completed shoebox, you can do that. If you want to bring an empty shoebox, please do. If it was wrapped in Christmas paper, it would be even better. But we will have sellotape and scissors available along with paper as well.
Brilliant, yep. So that's for the Blythswood shoebox appeal. It always happens in the lead up to Christmas time, bringing boxes of joy to folk around the world. Thank you. Thanks for reminding us about that. Louise, we often finish off with a Bible reading. Is there a passage that you would like to read as we close, as we finish off our podcast today?
Yeah, I mentioned the one earlier that is about looking to the hills and where does our hope come from. So it's in Psalms 121, and it goes like this. I look to the mountains. Where will my help come from? My help will come from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He will not let you fall. Your protector is always awake. The protector of Israel never dozes or sleeps. The Lord will guard you. He is by your side to protect you. The sun will not hurt you during the day, nor the moon during the night.
Thank you very much, Louise. That's been great to talk with you and to have you sharing in our podcast. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the Linked Parishes podcast, and for information about all that's going on around the Peninsula churches, do check out www.peninsulachurches.org.uk. Thank you for listening. God bless you all.